Hello, how are you guys doing? Many years ago, I knew this couple, and the reason why I knew them, they were very dear to me, and we learn things from people. That's how we take things into our personality. That's how we learn uh, things in life, or how we want to feel, or the things we want to bring into our life, and the humor and the excitement of diversity with different people. And it's always been interesting to me, and I love that. And I really love when people who've been married for a very long time and they pick the right person. They go through their stuff, but they pick the right person. Anyway, I was at an art show many years ago because I had the art show. and so we were setting it up and everything, and we were having a good time. And then the wife was talking about their friend, and he was saying, well, he's a good friend. She said, well, he may be a good friend, but he's a lousy husband, and he was a lousy partner. They had friends that lived by them, and another friend that lived away from them. But he came to their little community to retire. And so they thought, oh, we are best friends, so this would be a good time to introduce them together. And then hopefully they hit it off and they fall in love, and then they're all best friends forever and a day. You know how that works, you know. You just want people to match up just perfect because you like them. You like them and you see a quality in them that you hope that can bring it together. And, you know, good friendships is always good. Anyway, they introduced them together, and they hit it off quite nicely. And they had a lot of good memories together. So they shared the memories and the good times and the yahooies and the little ins and outs, and, you know, through life that people go through. And they found, you know, a lot of fun with one another. And they did fall in love. And then they did get married. And about 6 months later, they got married. But they were so fascinated by the stories. People are very fascinated by the past, the stories that brought them together, and the friendships and the dinners and going out, doing things together, reliving the past, and having all that stuff you thought you could have in common with that person, because they had all these people coming in supporting their relationship together, that they thought, oh, these are the perfect match. And when you get older, you're looking for something that's going to fit in your life. And this lady, she like, oh God, he's the perfect guy. We all get along and we like one another, and we have such a nice time. Because sometimes when you get older, and I didn't really realize that when I was that young, companionship is the most important thing in a relationship. People think a marriage or getting into a relationship is the most important thing. It's companionship. Well, anyway, get on with my story. So 6 months later, they got married. And, you know, when you have to look at one another and all the excitement kind of dies down and everybody kind of goes on with their life, because we matched them up. We matched them up, these two perfect people we can go out and have a nice time with, and then we can go on with our life, because I feel like I did my job because I was a good matchmaker. This is the thought that I was thinking with these people. Anyway, and that's the idea that they had as well. Anyway, so 6 months after the marriage, they found out they didn't have all that in common. What they had in common was the storytelling, the friendships they had, and all this good stuff that people were trying to do to match them up because they thought they were the perfect couple. And it's going to bring them into their group where everybody was just going to have a good time. Well, sometimes you don't have to be in the group, because what's in the group probably sometimes does not match what you need. Anyway, 6 months after their marriage, they found out, you know what, we have these people in common. We don't have one another in common. And they got a divorce. And it was not a good divorce because he was not interested in her like that. He was not in love with her. He was in love with the idea of her, the idea of friendships, togetherness, community of, that little circle that he was in love with. And after 6 months, it just all fell apart, just awfully bad. And so, and it was really funny, listening to them talk, because older people are no different than young people in the heart, because in the heart we're all the same. So anyway, just listening to them bicker back and forth, and him trying to make excuses for his friend. And she said, he makes a good friend. She agreed, he is a good friend. She is a good friend. I love when people don't take sides. But he made a lousy husband, a lousy companion, but a good friend. And so she told her husband, just shut your mouth. He looked at her like, okay. I love that because they were so much fun. And I love fun people. It really brought a lot of that into my personality. And really it taught me a lot about relationships, even as I was getting older, because we pick the wrong people a lot of times because they tell us how nice everything's going to be and how we fit together, or how a relationship is what you make it. A relationship is how you make it when you converse with one another, how your conversations go, how you get along, how you pull it together one-on-one to make it two people. Two people. That's the most important thing, is two people. It's not a group of people trying to make you up to fit into their little circle. It's two people that make it, two people that break it. When we're keeping it real and honest in life, let's not be so flattered, and let's not think, you know what, a relationship is what you make it out to be, because they're words. They're just words. You have to feel it out to see how it fits together, one-on-one. Let's keep it real and honest, and let's keep it rocking, because when we keep it rocking, you know what? We think. Thinking is a good thing. Even if we screw up a little bit, it's okay. Catch you later.